This lecture, essentially we studied Fubini's theorem. So we started triple integrals, and in that we know that Fubini's theorem is in two variables for the rectangular region. The same way for three-dimensional, instead of rectangle, we get rectangular box. So whenever we have these three limits of the function, which is a function of x, y, z, then irrespective of what is the order of integration, we can integrate the function first with respect to x, then with respect to first with respect to y, then x, then z, or z, then y, then x, or whatever order of x, y, and z. The value of the integral will be same. So one example we already studied of this type, whenever we have a constant limit of x, y, and z. The stronger version of Fibonacci says that whenever we have a limit of x, y, z, which is not a numbers, rather it is a function instead. So in that case, how to evaluate such an integral? So first case we have seen whenever our region is of the type which we can project in the xy plane. So question is that when we do this, so it depends on what is the region given. What is the region given? So in this case, whenever we have a region which equation of the region is of this form, z equals to u1xy or z is equals to u2xy, right? So in that case, we want to consider that our our function will be of the form z equals to u1xy or z equals to u2xy, and the other limits of x and y we convert by taking the projection in the region D, right? So this is one of the method which we essentially use during the type of region which is given as a z as a function of xy. So first example we have seen the equation was x is 0, y is equals to 0, and z equals to 0. So in that the equation given was x plus y plus z equals to 1, right? In this case, I'm sorry. So in this case, this equation is actually symmetric in terms of x, y, and z. So what do I mean by that? So if we replace x by y, the equation is same. Similarly, if we replace y and z, this equation will be same, x plus y plus z equals to 1. So that means it doesn't matter if we convert z as a function of xy, x is a function of yz, we can convert in whatever form we like, and depending on that we can project it in the xy plane or yz plane or xz plane. So in whatever plane we project the region, we need to find the limit of those two variables as a two variable limit. So for example, if you project on the yz plane, then the region will be in the D will be in the yz plane, right? And the limit of x will be from 0 to x equals to 1 minus y minus z. In this example, we can solve the example by projecting it into yz plane also. And then we'll find the corresponding region D. What is the projection in the yz plane? So that will be the line y is 0, z is 0, and y plus z is equals to 1. right? Because we are essentially taking x is 0 to find that region. So this problem can be solved by type 2 and type 3 also. So let us first note down what is type 2 and type 3 method. Type 2 region in the in for the triple integral. The triple integral, we know that the given region is of the form x, y, z, such that here we are projecting instead of x, y. So what we have done here is we have written the given region projecting on the xy plane. But now we will project not on the xy plane, rather we project it on the yz plane. So this we will apply whenever our function x, our region is given in this way, so that x is between two functions of y and z. So here, what is d? Here d is the projection of given region E onto the yz plane. And then once we know this region D, depending on E, we will find its limits depending on whatever example is given. In this case, our triple integral will become double integral over D. X is from u1 yz to u2 yz, integrating the given function with respect to x first, and then with respect to area integral dy dz or dz dy. So this is essentially type 2, and type 2 means projecting on the yz plane. So these names are not important, type 1, type 2, type 3, just we have to remember if you project in yz plane, then what will be the region, what will be the integral formula essentially. So third one is essentially projecting in the xz plane. If we project the region which is in the xz plane, projecting to the region D which is in the xz plane, whenever our region is given as a y as a function of xz, where D is the projection of E onto the xz plane. So essentially we are taking y0. In this case, formula will be triple integral fxyz dv is equals to double integral over d integration y as a function of xz to another function of xz integrating with respect to y. So let us take one more example, which is other than type 1 region. Right, so essentially, instead of type 1, we have these two methods, and depending on what region E is given over which we are integrating the function, we will identify which method we are going to apply. Here in the question, we need to evaluate the integral, triple integral. Function is x square plus z square, where E is the region bounded by paraboloid y is equals to x square plus z square, and the plane y is equals to 4. So this is this is given example. What will be our region basically? Our region E will be the points x, y, z, such that the point x, y, z is bounded by these two, x square plus z square and 4. Right. Y is between x square plus z square and 4. So now, so this region, what it will be of which type? Type 1, type 2, or type 3?
Type 3.
So here y is a function of xz. So yes, correct. So y is a function of xz, that is we have mentioned in the type 3 region. So essentially we need to project on the xz plane. So we project E on the xz plane, and then we'll get the two-dimensional region in the xz plane, and over that region we will integrate this function. So correct. So it is type 3 region. So let us project it on the y in the xz plane. So here, since our region is bounded by y is equals to x square plus z square and y is equals to 4, we shall project given three-dimensional region C onto xz plane to find region D, which is two-dimensional region. So let's first draw the region E first. and then we'll draw the region D. E is the region which is bounded by y equals to x square plus z square and y is equals to 4. So this kind of region, whenever we draw it, either we can take x is 0 and z is 0, and then we can draw the corresponding parabolas y is equals to x square and y is equals to z square, or we can take different values of y. So we can see that y is x square plus z square, that means y cannot be negative. So only we need to check for all non-negative values of y. So if we take y is 0, then x and z both are 0, that means we have origin. After that, if we take y is equals to 1, then we get a circle in the xz plane of radius 1. And if we take y is equals to 4, so that means we get x square plus z square is equals to 4. So here the radius of the circle is double. Right, so essentially different values of y, as y increasing, then we get a circles everywhere. So for each values of y, there is a corresponding circle. So such a three-dimensional curve, which is like a bowl, infinite bowl. So that is the equation of that is the surface y is equals to x square plus z square, and that is known as paraboloid, because essentially we are rotating the parabola along y-axis, right? So so this is parabola, and what is the value of y? We need to take values of y only up to 4, right? So earlier this graph we have drawn is y equals to x square plus z square, but we need to restrict this graph up to y is equals to 4. Y is equals to uh, I did mistake. Actually, this is y equals to 4. So in that case, we get x square plus z square is equals to 4. That is a circle of radius 2 and y equals to 4. Right. So our graph will be up to this only, up to this point only, and on this side also it is up to this only. So this portion over this portion, we need to integrate this triple integral. And the function which we will integrate is square root x square plus z square. So what we'll first do, as we have mentioned, we will first project it on the xz plane. So let us do that. So when we project it on the xz plane, that means we are taking y equals to 0. Right. So yeah, so if we project this region in the xz plane, what we will get is our projection will be this one, right? So we'll get this projection in the xz plane. So essentially we are projecting the largest circle, which is x square plus z square is equals to 4 in the xz plane. In xz plane, the region which we will get as the D region will be the circle x square plus z square is equals to 4. Let us draw that circle. So our circle is x square plus z square is equals to 4. So this is our region D, which is a projection in the xz plane. Now let us write down this integral. So therefore, the triple integral over e of the function square root x square plus z square will become double integral over d of the integral y is equals to x square plus y square to 4, right? So what does this mean? This means we are integrating the function from parabola to the line y is equals to 4, right? So this is below curve and this is above curve, above limit of the integral. So that is mentioned here. We are integrating from y is equals to x square plus z square to y is equals to 4 of the function square root x square plus z square dy over the area integral, where d is this region. So now let us first integrate this integral. So if we integrate with respect to y, what we get is we get 4 minus because x square square root x square plus z square is constant with respect to y. So that means the integration will be y and limit will be from x square plus z square to 4. So that means essentially we get this integral, and we know that d is our circular region, right? So d is x square plus y square less than equals to 4. So whenever we have a circular region, we can apply the polar coordinates to evaluate this integral. So note that d is inside circle, uh, d is circular region, therefore we shall use substitution. So here the variables are x and z. So what we will substitute is we will substitute x equals to r cos theta and z equals to r sin theta. So and evaluate the integral. So we know that note that we already computed the Jacobian. Jacobian is r. And what will be the limit of the circle? Limit of the circle will be, we are taking the full circle, x square plus y square is equals to 4, right? In all the quadrants. So that means our radius will be from 0 to 2, because we are going up to the circle x square plus z square is equals to 4. So radius is going from 0 to 2 and angle is going from 0 to 2 pi. So angle with the positive x-axis. So the limits are 0 less than equals to r less than equals to 2, and angle is between 0 to 2 pi. So therefore our triple integral which was over d, we uh, simplified it, that was 4 minus x square minus z square. This now we are converting as a polar coordinates. If we convert this into polar coordinates, it will become double integral 4 minus x square plus z square. So if you take x is r cos theta, z is r sin theta, plus z square is r square. So that means it will become 4 minus r square times square root of r square is r times Jacobian is r times dr d theta. Right? And limit of r is from 0 to 2. And limit is theta is from 0 to 2 pi. So this is Jacobian. So we converted the double integral over the circular region D now in the polar coordinates. So now what we need to do is we need to just evaluate this integral. So in evaluating this integral, we can see that there is no theta term in the integral. So therefore, we can in fact separate this integral by the integral 0 to 2 pi d theta and the integral of r, that is 0 to 2 4 minus r square dr. Right. So essentially here we are applying the kind of Fibonacci theorem because limits are constant and the function does not involve theta. That is the reason we are separated the integral, and then this is nothing but 2 pi times, this integral is 2 pi. The other integral, if we integrate, we get 4r cubed by 3, that is integral of 4r square, and minus integral of r power 4 is r power 5 by 5. And if we substitute the limit, we get 2 pi times 32 by 3 minus 32 by 5. Right, just substituting r is equals to 2, r is equals to 0, both the terms are 0. So this is 2 pi by 15 times 64, and that is 128 pi by 15. We have just taken the LCM. So this method essentially we use by projecting in the xz plane depending on whatever region it was given. Right, so this is the, whenever we have type 3 region, we will solve in this way. And similarly, if we have a type 2 region, we will do in that way. So this example we could have done without substitution in polar coordinate also, but because the region was circular, we have substituted it. So let's have a remark regarding this example. So in the previous example, if we try to solve onto xy plane, to get new region D in the xy plane. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to project this paraboloid part of paraboloid in the xy plane. So if you want to project it in the xy plane, what we need to do is we need to take z is equals to 0. If we take z equals to 0, our equation y equals to x square plus z square will become y is equals to x square and y equals to 4. So these two are the boundary when z is 0. In this case, then d is nothing but xy such that this is bounded between y is equals to x square to y is equals to 4. So we just substituted that in the given region. So the diagram is clear. It is between line and the parabola. So the equation is of parabola is y equals to x square. So that means y is always non-negative and y is equals to 4. So it touches points in 2, 4 and minus 2, 4. Right. So this is our region D. Whenever we project paraboloid in the part of the paraboloid in the xz plane, we are getting this particular region. Limits we can see it is x equals to minus 2 to x equals to 2 and limit of y will be between two curves y equals to x square and y equals to 4. So only thing remaining is we need to convert the given boundaries as a z as a function of xy. So there we need to use the equation of paraboloid. So equation of paraboloid is y equals to x square plus z square. So if we convert z as a function of xy, it will be y minus x square root of that. Right, square root of y minus x square and plus or minus that value. So note that the equation y equals to square plus z square can be converted as functions of as z is function of x comma y in the following way. So to convert z as a function of xy, we get z equals to plus or minus square root of y minus x square. Right, so this is coming from this equation. So this gives that our bound of z will be from minus y minus x square to plus y minus x square. So now we have a region and we also have the region D. So that means the triple integral over E f x y z we can convert as double integral over D integral of z equals to, yeah, so let us write down the the final formula itself. So this essentially will become double integral over d, which is boundary x equals to -2 to x equals to 2. The boundary of other boundary of d is from y equals to x square to y is equals to 4, and the limit of z is from minus y minus x square to y plus x y minus x square plus value of the integral x square plus z square dz, and this will be dy dx. So now onwards, we are not solving this example. Maybe you can try it later. So note that it is difficult to evaluate this integral. Because here this integral means not only with respect to z but entire integral with respect to dz, dy and dx. Even if we substitute polar coordinates, it is not easy to evaluate this integral. So maybe you can check this later on. So whatever I wanted to discuss in this remark is how to convert the type 2 integral in essentially type 1 integral, right? So how to change the boundary essentially and get the region D. So that is what we discuss in the remark. But in this particular example, it is not easy to solve this particular integral. Okay, so this is regarding this Frobenius stronger version where we have three types of integral: type 1, type 2, and type 3. So next method which we discussed in two variable case was substitution method, right? Change of variable method. Whenever we have two variable function, we can substitute polar coordinates or UV coordinates. So same way we have we can do for three variable case. So that is this method, the substitution or change of variables for triple integrals. So as in the case of two variable, it is natural to use the polar coordinates. Here we essentially use spherical coordinates. Yes, Janmajay, you have doubt? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. So here we have spherical coordinates in three dimensions. So spherical coordinates you may have come across. Let us just recall its construction. So whenever we have a region, a sphere of radius rho, then we need to find the coordinate of x, y, z in terms of rho, like x equals to cos theta, y is equals to sin theta in that way. So let us substitute that. So suppose in x, y variable, because x square plus y square plus z square is a sphere. that means every point x, y, z that makes a circle, right? So x and y will make circle in the xy plane. So let us evaluate. Uh, Let us substitute that. So suppose this circle which we are getting in the xy plane that has the radius r. So that means we substitute x equals to r cos theta, y is equals to r sin theta, where theta is the angle with the positive x-axis. So in this equation we get certain equation. So if you substitute x square, x equals to r cos theta, we get r square cos square theta plus y equals to r sin theta. So it is r square sin square theta plus z square is equals to rho square. Right? And then we know cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So that means we get r square plus z square is equal to rho square. So we essentially getting a equation of two variables. One is r, other is z, and radius rho. So here we can see that whenever we change this point x, our r will essentially change. So r is also a variable. So therefore this equation is in the variable r and z, and it is equation of a circle again of radius rho. That means we can substitute variables, polar coordinates in this equation also, right? So let us substitute that. Substitute z equals to rho cos phi and r is equals to rho sin phi. So in in polar coordinates, wherever we take the cos angle, that from that positive axis we measure the angle, right? So what is phi here? Here phi is the angle of the vector xyz or point xyz with the positive z axis. So this is the angle phi, and now we substitute z and r in the equation. R square plus z square is equal to rho square. So we get yeah. So that is essentially this is the substitution, right? So this substitution will is exactly this. The angle is this one. This is the angle with the positive z-axis. Angle of this vector with the positive z-axis. So now it is important to note that the limit of theta is anyway between 0 to 2 pi. Right? But here the limit of phi will be between 0 and pi. So phi is between 0 and pi. So this is because whenever we have a circle which we are rotating to get the sphere, we need to rotate the circle only pi times, only from 0 to pi, not from 0 to 2 pi. Because if we rotate the circle, then we get basically the ball shape, and for that, if we rotate the circle up to 2 pi, then we'll get all the points of the ball 2 times. But we don't want all the points of ball 2 times. We need it only 1 times to cover the ball. Right? So therefore we are taking phi only between 0 to pi. So now if you substitute the value of z and r in the equation of x and y, then finally we get the spherical coordinates. So let us write down the spherical coordinates. Therefore we get x equals to rho cos theta sin phi, y is equals to rho sin theta sin phi, and z equals to rho cos phi, where theta is between 0 to 2 pi and phi is between 0 to pi. So these are essentially the spherical coordinates. So it is also called the parameterization of sphere. The parameter phi and theta and r. So whenever we use the substitution method, we know that we need to calculate the Jacobian determinant. So question is that what will be the Jacobian for this particular substitution? So here we are converting x, y, z in terms of rho, theta and phi. So that means what we are getting is our we need to partially differentiate x with respect to rho, x with respect to theta, x with respect to phi. Similarly, y with respect to rho, y with respect to theta, y with respect to phi, z with respect to rho, phi. So I have calculated these terms earlier. So let me quickly write down these terms. Later on you can verify that. So this is cos theta sin phi, that is del x by del rho. Del x by del theta is minus rho sin theta sin phi. The third term is rho cos theta cos phi. Same way the second row will be sin theta sin phi, rho cos theta sin phi, rho sin theta cos phi, cos phi 0 minus rho sin phi. So we'll use some properties of determinant to evaluate this determinant. Like we can take the common term from some of the row or column, right? So just to simplify the determinant. Okay, so let us evaluate this determinant. So we can see that from the second column, rho sin phi we can take common, and from the third column we can take rho outside. So that means we can take rho square sin phi, which is common from the second column and third column. So the second and third column will become cos theta sin phi minus sin theta cos theta cos phi sin theta sin phi cos theta sin theta cos phi cos phi 0 minus sin phi, right? So you take from the second column rho sin theta common, and from the third column we have taken rho common. So now further we can simplify this. We will get rho square sin phi cos theta sin phi minus cos theta sin phi plus sin theta, we get minus sin square phi sin theta minus sin theta cos square phi, and plus we get cos theta cos phi times minus cos theta cos phi. So here we can see that we can use sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1, as well as sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So if we further simplify this, we get rho square sin phi, which is minus cos square theta sin square phi minus sin square theta minus cos square theta cos square phi. So here also we can see that if we take minus cos square theta common, then we get sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So essentially we get rho square sin phi, and minus cos square theta minus sin square theta. So final answer is minus rho square sin phi, where phi is between 0 to pi. So whenever phi is between 0 to pi, the value of sine is non-negative. So therefore our Jacobian has modulus, which is rho square sin phi, right? So this value we will use in the substitution method, and essentially we use this particular substitution. So let me stop here today lecture.